How to speak in a public without fear. This video will talk more about how overcome fear of speaking in the public and the benefits from it. Before, I'm gonna start by stating how was my ideal work day, the day with my friends, with family, and then the life at campus. Once a woman called Reason Carr said, the key to change is to let go of fear. Of course, I want to say, the days comes and go, the time comes and go. Then see me, I'm still here. I'm Annick Gloria. I believe that someone can go abroad to discover about other places. I believe that this opens one's mind in different perspectives. I testify that experience is the best teacher, as for each experience I has had. I don't remember more thing about my young age, but what I remember is that I had a treatment. I do have a legacy for some years, like 2 to 3 years. I was nervous about speaking in the public, and what I do was to avoid it. I had no problem speaking with my friends or chatting in group, but it was difficult for me to pronounce some words, for instance, the word statistic and logistics. And if someone called for silence and or eyes turned to me, I would suddenly be mesmerized and fascinated by the task. And so I avoided such occasions. When I was a student at Tobacco Primary School, I was one occasion persuaded to participate in a debate. I was really worried about whether I could do this. And so I assembled what I thought was a clever speech, wrote it on a typewriter, and when my turn came, I read it out from the paper. I must have been awful. I was one of the team of 2 and came at last. So when the judges pointed out that my teammates delivered by far the best speech of the evening, I realized that my speech must have been catastrophic. In my determination not to repeat that, I found the secret of success for me. If I'm going to speak, I not speak from the prepared script. Think about it in advance, by all means, and structure the speech in my head, but not script, except few notes to remind me. And that has worked for me, sure. I'm occasionally told that I speak well, if you forgive the arrogance of that statement. I started practice on how I can speak by looking myself into the mirror. Just taking the paper and a pen, began just to write an introduction sentences, elaborate, then working on my way of ending sentences, then making a rehearsal, repeating what I have to speak, putting some pause when I'm speaking, try to say the important things, and then think that my audience are my schoolmates. Then I rehearsed recitation, which I presented well. From that day, I never feared to speak in the public, till now. Being a good speaker is a part of being a good leader. For instance, Martin Luther said, I have a dream, and you know what? Speech with so much conviction that hundreds of thousands of others joined in his dream. So let me say about the profit of speaking in the public. Now that one is that it builds networking skills, will be able to help others in a way of allowing society to develop and progress. Then, again, is that it boosts the communication skills. One thing that I could give is that there are 3 things to aim in a public speaking. First, to get into your subject, then to get your subject into yourself, and lastly, to get your subject into the heart of your audience.